When we were talking some time ago, you talked about how when you went through adolescence, you had a terrible time.
Yeah.
And in fact, I had a look at some pictures of you during that period. And you did have a lot of spots.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the things that you've clearly used to overcome this is changing your appearance. You've kind of, you've physically changed, haven't you? The photographs of you, if I look at them.
No, it's called adolescence. It's called growing and changing.
Yeah, but even the shape of your face has changed.
No, it has not. I've had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose.
And just to make it clear, like, when Michael said that he's only had 2 surgeries, it's like, I know that a lot of us either agree to disagree when it comes to this. I personally do not care how many surgeries Michael had because it's irrelevant. And to be honest with you, it's no one's business except Michael's of how many surgeries he had done. And you also have to think about the fact that if the media, tabloids, and even some of his family members, if they didn't tease him all the time, most likely a lot of those surgeries that took place would not have happened. But you also have to remember that there were some surgeries that were necessary.
It helped me breathe better so I can hit higher notes.
But are you, Michael, are you honestly saying that you've only ever had 1 operation?
2.
You've had 2?
As I can remember. Yeah, just 2.
But
And the number of surgeries Michael had done is irrelevant, I mean, do I personally think he had more than 2? Yes. But that was a topic he didn't like to talk about. And so whenever people would bring it up, I mean, that's why he was so tense in this part of the episode. It was like when you could hear Michael do this. He was getting ticked off. He was like, this is why I don't like to do interviews. I don't like to talk about this stuff. But he would do the interviews for the fans so that we could see him. But still, if you're going to do an interview with Michael Jackson when he doesn't like to do interviews because of what people want to ask him, ask him about the art. Like, what inspired him? What does he like to do during his downtime? Like, where would be his favorite or dream vacation spot and things like that, Like, talk about how he's a father, how much he loves his family, how he loves his fans. There's so many other things that people could have asked him about in these interviews, but they would always focus on the plastic surgery or the false allegations. And Bashir, you pushed too hard. And that's why a lot of fans do not like you. Oh, and by the way, Michael was right. You are a rat.
If I look at some of the photographs of you in your adolescence...
Yeah, I changed. People change.
But even after, when you did the Thriller album, your lips are very different now to what they were.
Hey, back off the lips.
No, sorry.
You don't think so?
Nope.
But on a serious point, in some ways I can understand it, because...
I'm happy with my lips.
No, but forget the lips, but specifically. But
you brought it
everybody
up.
in Hollywood get plastic surgery. Plastic surgery wasn't invented for Michael Jackson.
Amen.
No, I'm not suggesting it was
Everybody
invented
gets
for
it.
Michael Jackson, but what I'm saying is, sometimes people go too far.
Sometimes people in journalism go too far with their lies just to make money and to get ratings. Yeah, you don't like it when I throw it back in your face, do you, Bashir? And believe me, I know about what you did to get that interview with Lady Diana, and then you basically used that interview with her to manipulate Michael into interviewing him. So don't even try to play innocent with us, Bashir. And I actually love the fact that the prosecution tried to use Bashir as the star witness during the 05 trial. Man, they failed big time with that.
I think it's worth remembering that he was probably, singly, the greatest dancer and musician the world has ever seen.
Was probably? No. There's no question about it. He is and always will be.
Certainly when I made the documentary, there was a small part of that which contained a controversy concerning his relationship with other young people. But the truth is that he was never convicted of any crime.
True.
I never saw any wrongdoing myself. And whilst his lifestyle may have been a bit unorthodox, I don't believe it was criminal. And I think the world has now lost the greatest entertainer it's probably ever known.
Too little, too late, Bashir. Because your interview with Michael was one of the biggest reasons why that trial happened in the first place. So how dare you? You're not going to amount to anything, Bashir. But anyway, yeah. So, as a closing, just so you know, Michael, I'm happy with your lips too, sweetie pie.